How little did the boys pay Antony Starr, or how much did Last War pay Antony Starr? By the way, I don't know if it's Antony or Anthony. The way it's spelled is Antony. I'm just gonna say Antony, even though Anthony sounds correct. Anyway, if you've been on TikTok, at all in the last couple of weeks, you've probably seen this, one of many mobile game ads for this game called Last War Survival, featuring Antony Starr, and everyone is just mind-boggled. How did they get Antony Starr for this crappy mobile game? And not only that, first of all, he's playing Homelander. That's what he's doing in these ads. It's Antony Starr, but clearly Last War wasn't able to be like, here's Homelander. So instead they just get Antony Starr, and he's putting on an American accent, and he's having red laser eyes, and he's being intimidating. He's playing the character of Homelander as Antony Starr in an ad for Last War Survival. What is 2024? That's all I've got to say about that. Now, I have seen so many of these ads, it feels like every 5 swipes on TikTok, because I do have YouTube Premium. I'm not getting ads on YouTube. I don't know if you are aware of that. That's who I am as a person. But anyway, every 5 swipes on TikTok, I see, Last War Survival, and there's a Antony Starr Homelander ad, and he's made more than just one. They didn't get him for just one. They got him for several. There's 10 different variations of the ad. And I don't know how they're doing this, how much money they spent, because a guy like Antony Starr is getting paid so much from the boys, and to get him to agree to do a game like this, I don't know. I mean, they must have, collectively, for the amount of ads that they've done, and for what, Antony Starr has done, I mean, we're talking at least $1 million. And so the question on my mind is, how does Last War Survival have this much money? Who's playing this? Who's playing the game? Anyway, I thought I'd give it a chance, and so I did play it, and here's what I gotta say. It ain't bad. It ain't that bad of a game. It's actually not that bad. It's not good. Alright, I'll start you off right there. It is not a good game by any means. You take a look at the reviews on the App Store or whatever, and everybody's giving it 1 star, game is nothing like this. This isn't what the actual ads are like, this is not the game, how do they, whatever. And so you look at that, and, because when I first downloaded the game, I looked at the reviews, and I was like, okay, so clearly this is not anything like how it looks like on the ads, despite Antony Starr saying this.
It's going viral because the developers made a real game based off the fake game in the ads.
So my first thought was like, okay, well, despite Antony Starr saying that, they made a game based on the fake ads for games that don't exist, whatever he said. But now there's all these people giving it 1 star, saying that that's actually not the case. So I had to find out for myself. So I downloaded the game, and what I will say is, I don't know what these guys are talking about. This is exactly what it looks like in the ads. Now, there's a little bit more to it. I'm getting this, this weird, Clash of Clans almost vibe from it. Or just really any of those types of games where you kind of have a base and you're kind of building. The weird part for me though, and again, I've only been, I've played the game for 20 minutes, so I don't know, I haven't discovered everything probably. It's a very linear game. It's not, here's your base and it doesn't give you options for what to do. You just play a level, and the levels are mind-numbingly easy, by the way, but from the ads you probably, because Antony Starr is playing like he's never played a video game before, which, by the way, that's not him playing. That's him just reacting to a video of someone playing bad, but that's what these ads do. They play bad on purpose so that you get the game, and then you do it. And people on TikTok are doing the same thing, by the way, with those filters. I don't know if you've seen those filters with, the puzzle filters, and the, little mini games, and people play it bad on purpose for engagement. Anyway, it's the same kind of deal with this. The levels are mind-numbingly easy, but it's not, you don't get a choice in anything in this game. You don't get to choose, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to build this. So it's a very linear game. You just play a level, and whatever you do in that level, if you win the level, your base gets upgraded, but you don't have a choice of what you're doing with your base. You don't really have a choice in anything. You either win the level or you lose the level, and that's pretty much it. And I can't think of any scenario where anybody with common sense would ever lose at any one of these levels. What I will say, though, is, the game, it's not good. It's better than what these 1-star reviewers are saying, because it is actually like the ads. It's better than a lot of the games, you know, like we see these crappy mobile game ads, or at least we did before. I haven't seen much of them as of late, except for this one. But we used to see these a lot. This is probably better than what those were. You know, again, this is actually kind of like the ads. And to be honest, I was playing for 20 minutes and I didn't get an ad while playing. What I will say though is that the game is, for some reason, really laggy. Not so much in the levels, but like everywhere else. Like when you're kind of, you know, at the base area, it's extremely laggy. And maybe that's just my experience. In fact, maybe this whole thing is just my experience, because when you open the game, it asks you to sign in or just start playing. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to sign in for anything. Like, what are you talking about? So I just started playing. Maybe if I signed in, I would have gotten a little backstory. I really don't know. But that's pretty much, you know, what Last War is. And, you know, I got to be honest. I mean, if you're going to play any crap mobile game, this is probably the best of the worst. You know what I mean? You're not gonna enjoy it. I mean, he said, Antony Starr says it's the most downloaded game of 2024.
Actually, hold 10 seconds and watch me play the best mobile game of 2024.
Go nuts, I guess. I don't know. Apparently everybody's playing this. It's not good. It's not terrible. You know, I don't know. It's mid. It's a very middle of the line game that I'm probably not gonna pick up again, to be quite honest. And that's all I've got to say about that. Good night.